All right, everybody, we are back. The first thing that we're going to cover, Ohio State Buckeyes played their minds out last night. The defense was hitting, the defense came to hit you every single play. Those guys were running up to you, booming you, like they just wanted you to put the ball down and quit from the first snap. The D line was dominating up front out of nowhere. We haven't seen it the entire year, but out of nowhere, our DNs, Jack Sawyer, JT, 97, 92, we see you. We see you. We see you. Hey, you guys started balling. And when Ohio State has a D line that's getting home, getting a pass rush, and just dominating up front, even on the run plays, we're unstoppable. Caleb Downs was in the middle of the field, disturbing every single play. It looked like a video game. I don't know how Caleb Downs gets involved every single play, whether it's a big hit or on the passes. I mean, he was tipping more passes than their receivers were touching balls. He was in the middle of every single play going crazy. He needs to be top 10, top 5 draft pick. Caleb Downs is serious. He needs to be a top 5 draft pick. The way that he can impact the game is unreal. It's like he Caleb Downs plays like an old school safety. He plays like a Troy Polamalu, an Ed Reed, a real hawk back there. Like he's touching every ball and he's coming to hit you too. He's serious. Hey, we're not tolerating any more Will Howard slander. Will Howard has proven that he's an elite quarterback right now, and he's really slinging that thing. Like he's playing quarterback at a high level. Even on the deep bombs that he's hitting to Jeremiah Smith, he's looking off the DB before he goes deep, and then he's putting it right on him too. Putting it right on him. Will Howard must have heard the criticism. I was a part of the people criticizing Will Howard. Sir, I apologize. Sir, I apologize. But no more Will Howard slander will be tolerated. He's been slinging that thing and playing great ball. Great ball. Now, with that being said, Jeremiah Smith is the best athlete and wide receiver that we probably have ever seen play football. At least at the age of 18, Jeremiah Smith is the best athlete we have ever seen play football. I mean, every single play, they're double teaming him, they're looking at him, they're planning for what he's doing, and he's just like running by guys. And then when the ball comes, his ball skills are unbelievable. His ability to locate the ball and then catch it and secure it without any bobbles is the most impressive thing that I've ever seen. Once the ball hits his hands, it's glued to it. Whether he's going up on a guy, whether he's tiptoeing out of bounds, even if he's catching on the run. I mean, it's just like once the ball hits his hands, it's over with. It's locked in. At the beginning of the game, I thought that Jeremiah Smith was going to try to break Jackson Smith and Jigba's record there in the Rose Bowl, and it looked really similar for a little bit. JSN obviously kept doing what he was doing throughout the game. Jeremiah Smith got quiet for a couple quarters. It's not like he went missing, but the game plan just wasn't designed around getting him the ball. But like the first half of the game, I mean, come on. Unreal. 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 When he comes out of the draft in 2 years, he's going to be the number one draft pick. They need to change the rules of the NIL because guys like Jeremiah Smith are going to start getting offers from other schools like we've never heard of. Like, why wouldn't Alabama come to Jeremiah Smith after this year and say, "Hey, son, we got $10 million for you. Come be a Bama. Roll Tide." You know what I mean? It's like every school is going to be coming at these kids and just competing with them in a true dollars battle. So it's like, is Ohio State even going to be able to keep Jeremiah Smith for the next 2 years, or is somebody else going to come with a bigger bag, take him away? Because no matter what, he's going number one in the draft. Whenever he comes out, he could not play football for the next 2 years and just train. And whenever he came out, he would be the number one pick in the draft. So I'll be curious to see if Jeremiah Smith is even able to stay with Ohio State. And if he does, are we going to have to outbid him like everybody else? How much is it going to cost to keep him? Because we should pay it. I'm not saying we shouldn't pay it. I'm just saying that the new college football landscape is insane. It's literally becoming a bidding war for all of these players. Paying Quinn Ewers $6 million to transfer is unreal. Quinn Ewers isn't even good. So giving him $6 million is unreal. But that's all that we're going to see in the NIL landscape. Every year, it's going to be a new higher paid player, a new highest paid player, and it's going to. I mean, I'm sure soon we're going to start seeing people getting paid $10 million a year just to play football in college. And it's really starting to tip the scale of like, if I'm a great college football player, I'm gonna stay playing college for as long as I can, stack up that money, and then if I go to the pros and it works out, phenomenal. I have a huge bag. If it doesn't work out, I just made a ton of cash in college. You can make 15, if you're really good, 15, $20 million in 3, 4 years in college. Save that money up, and then you're good for life. So it's like these college kids actually have an opportunity to change entire generations while they're in college from the age of 18 to 22. You know what I mean? So the NIL era is great, but it's like there's no rules right now. Where it's the wild, wild west. So you can just walk up to anybody's player, text anybody's phone, DM anybody's kid, and be like, "Hey, son, we got $10 million for you. Come be a Nebraska Cornhusker." You know what I mean? Wild times. Boise State fans, how we feeling? Boise State fans, how we feeling? I told you exactly what would happen, didn't I? I told you Ashton Genty's never played against competition like that, didn't I? I told you he would get boxed up, didn't I? Go check the receipts. I told you exactly what would happen. Ashton Genty had never seen competition like that in his entire life. Those boys were chasing him down, putting him on the ground, talking to him every single play. And he couldn't do anything about it. We didn't see not one Ashton Genty highlight that football game. And I told you it would happen. So this is my little I told you so. Boise State fans, I hope that your apology is as loud as your negative comments were. I wish you good luck next year. But what you need to understand is that the Mountain West Conference is Pee Wee football. This is not big stage, high level football. These are good guys from your neighborhood that we put cameras on, and we want to see them play. I'm not saying we don't want to see them play. I'm just saying this isn't high level football. There's levels to what we're doing here. Mountain West is Pee Wee football, and I understand it. Like you guys, it's a high level Pee Wee, a high level Pee Wee. But what you guys do in the Mountain West Conference, you can't bring to the college football playoffs. We're not going to see a Mountain West team in the CFP for. I mean, you guys might have set the Mountain West back 5 years. Just to be honest, they're not going to let another team from the Mountain West Conference get in the college football playoffs for a good 5 years. Arizona State played an unreal game. Cam Scatterbo, like that was a performance, dude. Like that's the kind of performance that gets you drafted to the league. And he was like really out there having Rocky Balboa type moments. Like he was running, he would get the ball on a handoff, run 8, 9 yards, go down, and then he would be so tired that he couldn't even stand up. He was on the sideline throwing up for part of the game and then going right back in the game. Like he was just physically exhausted, but he was out there going crazy for his team, and that's what college football is all about. What Cam Scatterbo did last night was what college football was all about. I think everybody wanted to see Arizona State pull that game out. Like at least I know I did. It was a true underdog story. Uh, but hats off to them for the game that they did play. Arizona State's going to be a scary program. And if you're a recruit looking at what Arizona State just did, all you're saying is, "Oh yeah, I'm coming. I want to go out there to Scottsdale, Phoenix, go be with a great program that's probably going to be back in the college football playoffs next year." It's like, what is there about Arizona State that you don't love at this point? Recruits are going to be flocking there, and I know that the boosters out there in Arizona are willing to bring that cash to get great athletes. So hats off to Arizona State. Hats off to Arizona State. You played a great game, and I wish that you had just come up a little closer. I truly believe that Ohio State wouldn't be as good as they are right now if it weren't for what Michigan did when they beat them. Michigan pissed Ohio State off. I have not seen Ohio State football looking like this product in 5 plus years. I have not seen Ohio State looking like this product since Urban Meyer was the head coach. But those boys, Right now, they want to run you off the field. We used to beat teams by 40 in the playoffs and bowl games just to let them know, hey, it's not sweet. You and I are not the same. And that's what Ohio State was doing yesterday against Oregon. They were playing so hard. They were trying to beat those guys by 40 points. Defense was knocking your lights out every time we got a chance to hit you. The DBs were locking you up. Dylan Gabriel couldn't even tell what was going on with the pass coverage. We had them so confused all game, and the D line was getting home. It's like, that's Ohio State football. What I saw yesterday was Ohio State football. Bounce back win against Brown. Honestly, it's like I can't. I mean, Brown didn't have any of the guys that Ohio State had out there, so it's like I can't say that we played a great game and like this was a great comeback game. This is what we expected to see in our home court against a really small school. So I don't really have any great feedback on the game itself. I think Andrew Carr played super well. Jackson Robinson played okay. If you watch, Jackson Robinson will disappear for 20 minutes at a time while he's in the ball game on the court. So that part of it is tough. Brandon Garrison's still balling. Mario Williams played okay again. Still defensively, he doesn't want to leave his feet. But all in all, the guys on the team played well. Our offense was up and down, good sets, good cuts. Kobe Brea was balling again. So hats off to everybody who played. But more than anything, now we're looking into SEC play. SEC basketball is the best conference in the country right now, and we're in the thick of it, and we don't even know what we have as a team. Every team is going to have 4 or 5 star recruits that we just don't have. So my worry is that we're not going to be able to create offense like we'll need to when we go into SEC play. I know that we're going to have a good team. I know that we're going to have an up and down pace and we're going to be able to outshoot teams sometimes. But my worry is that we don't have just that one guy who can go get us a bucket whenever we need. And that's what we were missing against Ohio State. When we lost to Ohio State, Calipari would have won that game because Calipari always had that one guy who would just be able to go get a bucket, win you a game down the stretch. We always have. We've had a great guard or a great big or both who can just always do that for us. We don't have that this year. So we're completely dependent upon Mark Pope's ability to draw upsets and put us in a good position to be successful. Now, I think that we can do that, but SEC play is scary this year. Every team's good. Tennessee, Auburn, Florida, Alabama, like everybody in the SEC is good this year. So we have to be ready to go. Um, Another thing that I did notice from the game, Rupp Arena was quiet again. Against Brown, the only thing that you could hear was the cheerleaders in the background and the players' sneakers squeaking on the court. Nobody was making any noise. I'm sure that everybody was sitting down, just watching the game and observing. That's exactly my point. We get up for huge games against Louisville and like our rivals, and like, yes, the big games in Rupp Arena are great. But when we play small schools, it's literally the quietest arena in the country. You can hear people having individual conversations. You can hear the coach calling out the plays, yelling to our players. It's like there's nobody saying anything in the entire arena. That's why I was saying earlier, we need to shift the culture of Rupp Arena. We need people to be standing the whole game. Now, what somebody told me was that in Rupp Arena, if you want lower level season tickets on the first level, you have to be donating $100,000 to the university to even be eligible to purchase the season tickets. So when everybody was commenting under my last post saying, "Oh, it's old money down low," that's what that means. You have to be old, wealthy, and from generational wealth to have $100,000 every single year just to donate to the university, then to go pay $20,000 to $25,000 for the season tickets. Like the process of which Rupp Arena is designed and the process of which we get our fans into the game is not good for the basketball team. It's good for the university, it's good for the money, it's good for the donors, but it doesn't help the players on the team. We need to fix that. It needs to be some sort of lottery seating in Rupp Arena. And even for the donors, let's give them some sort of benefit. We still want that money, but how can we make it a better experience for them while also getting our louder, more rowdy fans closer to the floor? I truly believe that Ohio State wouldn't be as good as they are right now if it weren't for what Michigan did when they beat them. Michigan pissed Ohio State off. I have not seen Ohio State football looking like this product in 5+ years. I have not seen Ohio State looking like this product since Urban Meyer was the head coach. But those boys, at right now, they want to run you off the field. We used to beat teams by 40 in the playoffs and bowl games just to let them know, hey, it's not sweet. You and I are not the same. And that's what Ohio State was doing yesterday against Oregon. They were playing so hard. They were trying to beat those guys by 40 points. Defense was knocking your lights out every time we got a chance to hit you. The DBs were locking you up. Dylan Gabriel couldn't even tell what was going on with the pass coverage. We had them so confused all game, and the D line was getting home. It's like, that's Ohio State football. What I saw yesterday was Ohio State football.